Been almost a year since I did a video. What was it, October? I mean, August? Anyway, some people are kind of confused about what's going on with the channel, but oh well. You know, I gotta tell you, the last time I was up on the mountains, I was pretty disgusted with the whole thing up there. There's so many people, and just it was like the whole forest was trashed. So many people hiding out from this so-called virus, COVID thing, and you know, they would pull in and set up housekeeping, you know, pull out their lounge chairs and their tables and their chairs, and you know, you can't get away. You leave the city to get away from all that, but the city comes up there, so, and it was hot. I guess this kind of be a rant, I don't know. But what the worst part of it was, there was this guy and this woman that would hang out in the campsite, like right next to me. There's the main road, and then you turn off onto this little road, like what we used to call them 2-track roads. Just barely, you know, enough for a vehicle to cross, a regular vehicle. So I set up camp, and I was there probably about a week and a half, I guess. And there was this guy on this four-wheeler would come in, him and his wife would sit just on the other side of that road and sit and stare at me. And, you know, every time I turned around, they were over there just sitting there staring at me. I was starting to get a little bit nervous, you know. I gotta say, you know, some people might take offense to that, and well, I took offense to it, but you know, some people might do something about it. But anyway, so a couple of days later, I was doing some filming of something. Anyway, here he come in his big white truck with it said Forrest Stewart. I think that's kind of like a janitor, isn't it? Anyway, this guy was so big, he couldn't throw his legs out, you know, and step out. He had to throw both legs out and slide out onto the ground. Made me a little sick to my stomach. But, you know, those guys are supposed to be, well, anyway, I'm not saying anything bad about people that are overweight, but this guy was ridiculously heavy. I don't think there's any excuse for that. But anyway, he had copped an attitude. First thing, he had an attitude, said he'd been filming me and took pictures of me and all that kind of stuff. Long story short, he said that I had to leave. I had been there, let's see, I was 16 days. Law says 14 days. But, you know, for years, it was always, if you know, you keep a nice clean camp and don't bother anybody and you're quiet and all that, they don't bother you. But not anymore. He said, well, they had a big meeting. I don't know what a big meeting is, but anyway, he said they're enforcing the 14-day limit. And, you know, that was all there was to it. There's no tolerance for anything else. So he told me I had to leave. This was on a Friday. He said, you got to be out of here by Monday morning early, or I'll just let the ranger know. And the ranger will come and offer, you know, write you a ticket and possibly fine you and all that. Well, so I packed up my stuff and left, but I was pretty disgusted with the whole thing, like I said. Just, you know, well, you've seen the last couple of videos or so ago when I was up there, you know, how my favorite campsite was trash. There's dirty diapers everywhere and broken beer bottles and beer cans and remnants of rotten food. Anyway, enough of that. So when I got home, I was sitting there thinking about it. You know what? I'm done with that. If I can't find a place where I can go and be alone and not have to put up with that kind of stuff, you know, I'll go. But right now, I'm just about had it with the whole the whole thing up there until they got to do something about it. And one other thing too is all the forests in Arizona are closed until further notice. I think it was the 23rd, if I remember right. They gave everybody 24-hour notice to pack their stuff and get out. They're closed, period. Apache Sitgraves is closed, and Coconino is closed, Kaibab is closed. There's a few others, smaller ones that are closed. That's just it. They're just closed. They're done with it. So I don't know when they're going to open back up. At least not until they get some significant rain. Last winter was really, really dry, and the spring has been really dry, and then now it's hot and windy and no humidity. So yeah, there's a bunch of fires up there now. So nothing like what I've seen up there, but 7, 8, 9,000 acres, and they're right in the area where I always go. Black Mesa is what it's called. So anyway, the confusion part on your part, I guess, is why I've all of a sudden started doing meditation stuff. I can't go anywhere. It's too hot to do anything, so I end up just sitting here in the motorhome all the time. And it's good for me. Like I've said before, I've been doing that for a long time, and it really helps. It helps me. It helps most people. You just gotta sit there and relax and listen, basically. So anyway, the Monday Night Chaos, I'm probably not going to do one until I can get some new equipment. My mixer's shot. My equipment is old, and it's just not working anymore. So I'm going to have to see if I can replace it, or I just may not replace it. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Obviously, most people aren't liking what I'm doing, but what can I say? I spent the last 12 years trying to please everybody, and well, you just can't please everybody. So I'm doing what I want to do now. Hope you like it. And if you don't, well, I'm sorry. So anyway, I guess that's it. The rant's done. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you later.